Anna von Zinner. Love to welcome you for our February gathering on One, Tell Me Your Story. So Anna is a best-selling author, in-demand editor, and writing coach mentor. Anna grew up in Sydney, Australia, where she spent most of her childhood and teenage years reading. She studied a Bachelor of Business Communications at the Queensland University of Technology, where she learned how to write correctly. For more than 30 years, Anna has edited for many educational institutions, corporate clients, and governments as a freelance editor. In March 2013, Anna suffered a stroke that changed how she reads. During the COVID-19 pandemic, for 10 months, while working from home, she wrote 207 blogs, one every working day, 300 to 500 words long, to keep her colleagues working from home connected. Anna has worked closely with nearly 100 authors to create their written legacies in the last 2 years. In doing so, she has come to understand the power of leaving a written legacy. Her work is supervised constantly by her 2 bossy cats. So welcome to the stage, Anna.
Thank you so much, Rosita. To start off with, I talk with my hands, so I'm sorry. I know it's distracting, but it's what I do. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever think I would be an author. I've been a writer for forever, but an author is someone whose work is actually published. The French philosopher René Descartes coined the well-known phrase, "I think, therefore I am." And to that, I will say, I write, therefore I am forever. So recently, I've been in the proximity of some discussion concerning what a person's legacy may constitute. And I know that many, many people consider that their children and their grandchildren are their greatest legacies. And to that, I say, no. You see, a couple of years ago, I did a self-guided tour of the Melbourne Cemetery and I learned something incredibly profound. Did you know that it is rare for your grave to be attended by anyone after 2 generations have passed? So what that means is that when you are buried with full pomp and ceremony, your children and possibly your grandchildren may tend your grave, but after that, it's doubtful that anyone will ever look at your grave again. Some legacy. However, if you write, there is a good chance of being read sometime in the future. Now that's a real legacy. Just let me refer again to my friend René Descartes. His discourse on method, from which that quote, "I think, therefore I am," was taken, was written in 1637. That's nearly 500 years ago. And we still talk about his work. Now, even in our modern age, we all know that anything we put on the internet will be there forever. So as I said earlier, I write, therefore I am, forever. Now, to be more serious, most educated people I know how to write. And in our modern age, you don't even have to be educated to write. I've co-authored some books and you can get them on Amazon, but they are not my greatest written work. My most outstanding literary achievement to date is far humbler. Think back to the year 2020 and the start of the COVID pandemic. Like many others, and most of you, my workplace retreated to working from home. Yippee-yi-yo-ki-yay! All my Christmases had come at once. No more spending 3 hours a day commuting to and from work. I got to see my cats all day. I got to do my work at my pace, etc., etc., etc. It was the best thing ever. However, that was okay for the first few weeks until I noticed that our team of about 50 people was starting to lose that connection that we all had when we saw each other every day. Yes, we had the communal chat rooms and we had the video meetings anytime we wanted them, but it wasn't the same. And then as a writer, I had my brainiac idea. I'll write an email every day, every work day that is, to our team, just to keep us all connected. I got the appropriate permissions, of course, and I started in April 2020. And when I finished on the 1st of February 2021, so it's been just over a year, I had written 207 emails to my colleagues, one on every working day from the day I started. Now, none of these emails were 2 lines of rah, rah, go get 'em, pep talk type emails. These were between 400 and 500 words. I wrote about something. Now, some days I wrote about work stuff, but not much work stuff because, you know, you could get other emails for that. But mostly I wrote about just stuff that was happening. So it might be stuff in the garden or, you know, the fact that I was painting the tiles in my bathroom and that was a miserable failure, or the project that I started with my kitchen pantry, which still isn't finished, just things that would lighten the load for people at home, which would break the monotony of being on your own all day working hard. So now, from that 207 emails, I'm on a roll and I write regularly. And you can see my posts on LinkedIn every day. In fact, I do 2 posts every day. And now I believe that everyone has a story to tell and that their story is their legacy. Now, the story I have told you just now is just one of the many stories I have. And it's not even my biggest story, but it's my story for today. Everyone has a story to tell. And thinking back to the Melbourne Cemetery, where there are thousands of stories in those graves that have never been told and never will be told. They are lost forever. So what I want to say to you is now more than ever, when life is challenging on so many levels, it's time for everyone to share their stories. In this space, we are encouraged to speak or stories show our stories, but I'm saying to you that we need to write them as well. And as a professional editor and writing coach, let me tell you that just because you can speak, it doesn't mean you know how to write. Speaking and writing are 2 different things. Yes, both are teachable and learnable. Writing a book is very high on the one day I'm gonna list for most people. You don't have to be a writer to write your story. And the simplest and most mundane stories can raise the spirits and can inspire a reader just unbelievably. And all of us in this meeting know that. If you don't know how to write or how to start, find someone who can help you. Ask me. I can help you. Your story is your legacy. Start writing now. Thank you.